Beautiful people across the globe, how you doing? We're back again, straight in Cathedral. How you doing? How's your Sunday going? Yeah, it's been a very crazy week. Lots and lots and lots and lots of things have happened this week. Yeah, first of all, let me just say that the U.S. election is, yeah, concluded, and we can just, we can hope. Guys, go cop these clothes by Folu Talk. Is Daniel's younger brother, so he made these clothes. How you doing, my brothers?
Boy,
My
my guy,
broses.
what's up? How you doing now?
Oh boy. I don't want Deras. I don't want Deras. So you guys are welcome to Street Cathedral. So first of all, I just want to address some few things, then I'll welcome you guys on board. We just kick into the heart of the conversation, okay? Please let me just address this. I am not interested in gossip. I know some of my well wishers told me I should comment on some certain things. I believe Very Dark Man is doing a great job in that aspect. Kuti is doing a great job in historical. I'm called for a different purpose, so I'm not just going to be meddling with trending issues and trying to generate traffic and all. That's not the purpose why I'm here. And I just needed to let you understand that this is we now making use of the social media for, enlightening ourselves, educating ourselves, and sharing our experiences, and trying also to channel the energy of the coming generation into, the right perspective. So let me just make that clear without no insult. That is what I'm interested in, and that's why I've called all my friends, in all walks and fields of life, to come and share the experience. That being said, my guys, just because you guys won a ticket, a free ticket, because you came on a special episode. I personally sponsoring your holiday to Equatorial Guinea, so we should just go there and just have fun.
Really?
I don't know what you go to do for South Africa. Go to study chemistry. When you can go and study the real chemistry going on in Equatorial Guinea, chemistry between human beings. My brother.
No problem. Send me tickets now. There's harvest there, so we need to go there and,
What kind of harvest? Let's just speak in plain languages to us, please. Don't confuse. Yeah, you guys are welcome on board. Let me introduce you to the program so we can jump into the conversation. This is a very, very deep conversation today, and we are not. Okay, let me first introduce them. I would make the announcement. So these are my brothers. I don't even know where to start the introduction from. When they say Ogun Matilewa, Awongongolele, na them. Na them it is. But need I say, let me start with punctuality. I think Bosun jumped on board. So on my immediate left here is Olatunbosun, Raji. Well, me, I call him Tubo Ogatian. I know.
Bad guy. Bad guy.
So Bosun is my G, my very deep brother. We've shared a lot of experiences. We've shared, lots of laughs, lot of ups and downs. We've even entered ourselves to the extent that my family has accepted him as one of us, and his family also have accepted me as I'm one of theirs. So that's how deep we've went. I met Bosun during my varsity days, and from the onset, we just clicked. I don't know, there are some people that your aura just vibe, natural. You can't just explain, we just vibed. So from the jump, Bosun and I, we just vibed, and I think it's more of the spirit. It is more of the energy that we both exude that connected both of us. And yeah, we pitch tents. Sometimes our ideologies differ, but it is not at at arm's length. And we pitch tent on most things about life. And amazingly, Bosun is also someone who has a fighting spirit, leadership, charisma. He is someone I respect so much, and to be honest, I'm blessed to be his brother, and I'm happy that in such a friendship we've transcended for years, and we're still maintaining such communication to date. So, Bosun, you're welcome properly to Street and Cathedral.
Thank you so much, brother. Grateful to be here, Oshigon. Like, very, very grateful to be here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my immediate right, Dre Zamani. That's what I call him. Dre Zamani. Many people don't know this. Me and Damilare, we've been friends since nursery 2. Like, I swear, I'm being real with you. We've known ourselves, each other, since nursery 2, but life just have a way of playing trick on us. We were together in St. Benedict. So when we got to anyone, he left. Although I always whine him that he got rusticated. I'm always saying that, but no, he left. I think he went to another school. So I finished St. Benedict. We met again at Abeokuta Grammar School in JSS2. We went our separate ways. I went to Roseborn. He went to El Gibor, right? He went to El Gibor.
Yeah.
So
You're correct.
we didn't meet until varsity again, when we became roommates and all. So I don't know how to start this. I don't know whose story in the Bible correlates with what is actually going on between me and Dre. It's like it's like we are always meeting at some certain points in life. And
Yeah.
not just that, Dre, we were roommates when I was in 100 level during my varsity days. And by virtue of that, we've shared a lot of experiences as well. We are connected in-depthly, on family level too. And beyond that, Dre has also been someone that he has always been watching my back, and I always do that to him. So, and our ideology also is not that far-fetched from each other. Of course, there will be differences, but when it comes to the core ideologies about life, yeah, we share similarities in that. And most importantly, the energy Dre exude is also an energy that I tap from and I love, and that energy we synchronize so very well. So Dre Zamani, his name is Damilare Babatunde, but I call him Dre Zamani. So you're welcome properly on board.
Yeah. Thank you, Dimi. Oh, sorry. Dimeji show that. Yeah. Because I call you
No,
Dimi.
it's
Dimi
okay,
show.
it's okay. It's just
Yeah.
a show. In the course of this, whatever, this will be the only time I'll call your government name. I'll be calling you Dre along the conversation. All right.
No problem. All right. Thank you very much. It's nice being here. And I really want to have a very fun-filled discussion with everyone here and those that are watching also.
Okay. Big shout out to everybody that's joined. I can see Dante. I can't name all of you, so I don't want to waste time. I can see Kenny from America. My wife is on board. I can see my guy too. Everybody, Baba D. Big shout out to you. Trust me. So the topic at hand is cultism. The surge of cultism. Surge of cultism in Nigeria. Now let me make this clear. We are not going to be making mention of any cult, group for the purpose of what we want to achieve. No names, because we understand that these affiliations people have are affiliations that claim lives, and we don't want to put anybody's name under any radar as such. But we want to have a very deep, meaningful conversation around such topic. Now, before I move into the topic, let me introduce you to Street and Cathedral. This is Street and Cathedral. Is an is a platform that God has actually been moving for me since its inception. If you look at what street stands for, we understand that people thought street and cathedral should be, words and opposites like that. But in the real sense, if we look at it, we look at the fact that from the teachings of Jesus Christ, those he came for are those people that are actually lost, right? Those, because he told the Pharisees point blank that the ones that are hale and healthy do not need a doctor. It is those people that are sick, those people that those are the people he is reaching his own helping ends for. So as such, we understand the characteristics of street from that arena. Yeah, street here also stands for the voice of the commoner. We can see from this topic alone that we cannot trust celebrities to actually even represent us in anything. Because why they glamorize some certain things, the real effect is what is going on to a common man, streets that we know. People that are dying on a daily in droves, man. They're on the streets, that people we know. So as such, we now understand that when we are going to have this conversation, it should be a conversation around our experiences, what we've seen so far, and what we want to achieve. So that is what street stands for, the voice of the people. The cathedral is a spiritual alignment. Everybody, aligns with the spirituality. And with respect to that spirituality, this is a sacred aspect of humanity that one must respect. So rather than delve into some unnecessary arguments of my God is better than this, why can't we? Because every religion, to some certain extent, put humanity forward before anything else. So why can't we push that humanity forward? So you remember when we were in university, we had friends that were Muslim. It doesn't matter. We were good to them, right? They were our brothers. We played football. Sometimes we eat at their places. They come to our place. We vibe. It makes no difference. So we have to carry that also in our intellectual conversation to be able to have meaningful conversation and drop all sentiments that doesn't push humanity forward. So brothers, you are officially welcome to Street and Cathedral.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you so much. So where do we go from here?
I have some statistics written down here. And although my question would start from what actually led to this topic. A guy was recently caught. You would agree with me. A guy was caught recently. People were laughing at the guy. The guy was a member of a confraternity that murdered people, who cut the parts, and you realize that the guy said something recently that they should just go and kill him. But what he wants to request for before they kill him is that they should give him food before he dies. You know that guy, right? The video is circulating on social media. The guy, like, recently, even the police had to question the guy. Now, what talent do you have? This guy has a sonorous voice. He could sing. He sang beautifully via the video fam, and he was causing, his member affiliates of the cult group that he was. I except you are deadening to humanity, you wouldn't feel. Now, someone who could ask that his last wish should be he wants to eat before he dies. So we treat poverty at this. So I started researching on what is really going on. Then we have some very, very foolish celebrities. I won't mention them. That they don't live on this street. They don't know the ripple effect of what is good. Now, mind you, big shout out to Very Dark Man. Me, personally, I don't care. I don't listen to gossips. But there's one thing Very Dark Man stopped when Mohbad died, and that was supposed to be a national bloodshed. That was supposed to be a national bloodshed, fam. You know what I'm talking about. You know the street. It was supposed to be a national. I don't see guy we go bam because of Davido. I promise you, this guy, he did my contact. He go bam because the guy love when he love the video. And these celebrities are the one glamorizing. So we are still coming to that. So I started ruminating about, okay, fine, what about our own shared experience about this? So, Bosun, there's a reason why I brought you on board, but the most important reason is because of the young greens, the young chaps you have around, that you can show this podcast, this episode to, that they should listen to and learn from these experiences. Because the most important thing that we are after right now is people that are at the verge of making costly mistakes, fam. Very costly mistakes. Then Drake, we had a lot of experiences also that we can bring on board. But I do not want to bring anybody that is affiliated to any court, group. I wanted to bring my friends that I know that are very neutral, like me, that we can speak freely. Then they know that we are not coming from any angle of, we want one court group is better than no. This is a very, very free conversation. Now, statistics of death toll in cultism in Nigeria, right? yearly is recorded to be thousands. As I'm speaking to you, a new statistics came out that even in Edo, the Niger Delta region has the highest, then followed by the southwest and eastern region of Nigeria. They are at par when it comes to cultism. They will now have the northern Nigeria. So, as I speak to you, this is a very serious issue going on in Edo State, Ogun State. If you follow this group on Telegram, Niger Confra, you would see series of very disturbing news. And those guys have been trying to preach against this menace. You remember that back in school, I fronted, which I got a massive support of you guys. You guys were leaders of departments, and I appreciate you for that. I fronted a movement that says say no to violence. Then we now split those violence, domestic violence, all this court violence and all. That a lot of students bought the shirts. We walked around the campus. We were against the violence and oppression. I spearheaded it. But I also have my own share of experience. So now my question is, we want to go back. Right now to what actually is that thing that leads. Now I'm going to read these statistics now. Then I'll ask my question. It says 80% of members of court groups in Nigeria, court members in Nigeria, are between the age of 15 years old to 30 years old. 15 to 30 are 80% of court members. So my question is this: what is that thing? Because we've passed through it. What is that thing that leads a young chap to say, I want to become a cultist? What is that? What is that thing that makes a youth so eager, or will I say frustrated, or will I say coerced to be involved in this cultist issue? So, Bosun, you can go in first this time because due to punctuality, then later we will rotate it. But you can jump in first on this question, then I'll pick you up.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Dimeji Shobeke. Well, if I get the question very, very clearly, he said, what's the major reasons, right? Why some of these are youths and the young chaps are actually giving into this cultism, as a phenomenon, cultism as a word. Well, I'm going to actually say this. I actually have a brother, and I remember then when we were speaking, he categorically said something, and this particular understanding actually, it sinks in well to me during those times when we actually had this discussion over cultism. And he said, 3 things would actually make an individual, probably a young chap or a youth, let me even say a youth, because I guess one of the understandings in which we're actually having to talk about this particular subject matter is as regards the fact that youth right in school finds it kind of very, very, very easy to join any of all these confraternities, even while in school. So this particular brother of mine actually said to me that 3 things would actually make a youth or anyone want to join this very, very dead group. or deadly group rather. One of the things he said, if peradventure you're the kind of a person that likes women, three things we said. If you like women, you really like to relate with babes, like you want to always probably have this particular babe, you want to have this particular one, like that, jumping from one particular woman to the other. It's actually one of the reasons why one could actually be easily swayed into joining, this particular group. And he said, if you are the kind of a person that you don't like to feel cheated, the first one, if you like babes, you want to keep changing girls and the rest of them like that. You want to roll with the biggest girls in the campus, the finest of all the girls in the campus. And also, he said, if you don't like being cheated, like you are not the kind of a person that, Jesus Christ actually spoke. He said, when someone slaps you, that was one of the Bibles. He said, when you are being slapped, probably in the right cheek, you should
Now
come.
you won't slap your own back.
You may want to slap your own. Say you don't like being cheated with that. Definitely, when someone throws a punch at you, you are willing to throw 3, 4, 5, 6 back, knowing fully well that even the moment you try to do that, the moment you try to.
But no vex.
Okay.
Some of us are like that, but we know be court member now.
Baba, see, Image, make our day very, very real. Let's be very, very real with ourselves. Even while we were on campus, there's this mentality, there's this thing that dawns on us in the sense that, okay, maybe, if not because of God, bro, if not because of God, probably we could have given to one of all these, advances, and probably all in the name of, okay, I want to just, be there, right there in campus. I want to be the subject of discussion just like any other person else. We only had grace, bro. We had God's grace. You had the tendency of actually being one. I had the tendency of actually being one.
I will tell my story. Wait, I will tell my story. But
okay,
I can assure that was why I brought both of you. Because sometimes some conversation would look like, say, with a draft Kunya Folayo movie to some people hearing. So that's why I wanted people that, we have experiences together. I want you to land your thoughts. I'm not distorting you, but I want you to land your thoughts because we are still going to get to personal experiences and how we can now relate to the fact that decision or luck, because I don't want to give it to luck and chance. I think it's decision. So yeah, continue, Baba. No vex.
All right. So like this, my brother said, he said those 3 particular things, and I think I mentioned one. That is if you want to actually have, one of the top fine babes is in campus, definitely. If you are not careful, if you keep to continue on that thought, definitely you might find yourself even on the route of joining one of these deadly groups. And also, if you don't want to feel cheated, you're the kind of a person that you don't want to be cheated at any point in time, definitely you find yourself in it. And if you are the kind of a person that likes to go to parties, like imagine when you have to go to not the Christian kind of parties this time around, we're talking about real campus parties. Definitely, who are the ones that actually come around to this kind of parties? We're talking about the ones who are controlling the campuses. So definitely, if one is actually going to be falling into all these 3 categories, like that my brother actually shared with me those years, it's been a very, very long time now. And funny how it stick to my head. Like ever since then, when we had this discussion, it stick to my head. And it has always been a watchword for me. Like, okay, I know I'm this kind of very, very outgoing person. I'm this kind of a person. I actually don't like to be cheated likewise, but I had to use this understanding in guiding my own ways around the campus in order for me not to fall, not to fall victim, even to probably saying I want to probably join at one particular point or the other. So I think if we're going to be having anyone with this understanding, like, okay, to the core of this understanding is actually, being available to an individual. I don't see reasons why the person is not going to be thinking of joining one of all these, death group, just like with
okay.
that.
Let me take that as your opening speech so that Dre will also jump in. Dre,
okay.
What is that thing that drives young chap to say, I want to join a cult, which means I won't belong. Yeah, that's the language. I won't belong.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Dimi. I think Bosun have said some very key important things there. And I would say what normally pushes young child to cultism is curiosity. There's some kind of curiosity that someone will have and be like, what is even there? What is there? And you see someone that can really fuel that can help you, paint a picture. Just like what you said, that some of our celebrities now, they are portraying some things that you two will be like, I really want to feel what they are doing. But okay, now you're seeing people that are in cult, that are in cult, that they are flaunting, ladies, they are doing so many things on campus. You are seeing, and you really want to, you are curious about it. I could remember, you two, the story. There's one of our friends there, a lady, but I won't mention her name, when she came into our campus, then, we were friends, we rolled together when we were in 100 level. And I could remember that before she came in, we were talking about all these guys, we do talk about all these guys every time I'm coming. We do talk. Can you hear me? Sorry, a call came in now. But yeah. So, but I found out that later when she came in, she joined and she belonged, and I was like, why? But she was curious. She wanted to know, and she wanted to be. She was curious about what is happening there. And because of the talk and the discussions that she has been getting, the information she has been getting about these people, she had to join. And she couldn't leave after that. Though I don't know what really happened to her, actually. So curiosity, I would say, number one. And number two is some people they need freedom. They're seeking freedom beyond normal. Okay.
Joining the cult group is freedom to them.
To them, yeah.
Please describe
freedom.
Describe that kind of freedom so that we can put that we can put that under this conversation too.
Yeah, I'm looking at it this way. It's not freedom to life, like you want to express yourself, you can travel everywhere in the world. No, I'm not talking about that perspective, but there are people, just like I'm trying to pick from what Bosun said, that if you don't like being cheated, you don't like being embarrassed, you want to be free, you want to be at the top, you want your ego to come out, you want people to really, appeal to your ego every time. Then you join some things, you join a group that will help you achieve that. So, and secondly, even from home, there are people that, when they were from home before coming to school, their parents, tied them down. The discipline was too much and everything. And they do that to spite their parents also. So I'm just trying to,
Yeah, different. No, see, we are here to have conversation, not argue. But I want us to bring those many factors out as much as we could bring out. That's why I'm asking those questions.
Yeah. So, seeking, they just want to be free. Like you could do anything, anytime. And, for you to achieve a lot in life, you have to be disciplined. You have to deny yourself some things.
Okay, now let us take it from here. I wrote an incident happened in 2021, and in a single incident in Rivers State, over 30 people. I'm a journalist. The exact number, when they say over 30, trust me, think around 50 upward. You understand? Over 30 people were reported dead due to cult-related violence in a single incident. Okay, now from your conversation right now, do you really think also the environment some people are coming from also matters? Because we have bullies in school, we have these guys in school. What about at home too? Because now I think cult gang-related issues, cult issues are also going on in your environment, in your environs. So how can we put that into retrospect? Do we say that some people now, they come from, now, I remember a guy, to his blessed memory, I won't mention his name, from secondary school, they talk him. So he go join court. Why? Because in elder brothers, all of them are cultists. So you see that. But we have some people too where we say they come from such environment, but they don't want to be associated with such menace. Big shout out to likes of Daddy Shoki, African China that came from Ajegule, that they don't promote all those things because those people don't see movie well. They don't see movie. Now AJ we talk about. Ajegule is one of the show you get. But these people are trying to push positive narrative about themselves and trying to encourage young chaps to make use of their talent and get out from that ghetto life. A lot of things is going on. That's why I'm trying to unravel. I will talk about my hood, waiting me I witness, because Fajon now, bro, Obatoko now is one of the hottest places now in Abeokuta. I hope you know.
A lot
Is now, I mean, I will talk waiting I feel that led to that. But let us put that on our microphone. Bosu, you be a better boy, ba?
No, Agbado Jaye.
Do you think the environment where person they live to add joy to all this matter we will talk about?
Exactly now. 100%. Very, very 100. I don't know if you have actually entered the understanding of we having to talk about our experiences. Where I actually grew up from, man, Agbado Jaye is actually not a very, very, conducive environment like that. It has always been like all these boys around, and unconsciously, even for me, I mingled with quite a lot of them, like quite a reasonable lot of them. I had one of my best friends right then when we were on street, who happens to be one of them. And this is someone that, just like Mimi and you don't sabi where we were like this. And all of a sudden, I just realized that you came on one particular day and you've been batteredly beaten as, their initiation rights. You understand? And eventually, I got to realize, although I was asking him, I could remember that very experience. I was asking him what happened, and he just kept on telling me nothing. This was a very, very soft and lovely guy.
Did he come from a dysfunctional family? Did he come from a dysfunctional family? That your friend? Was he from a dysfunctional family?
Yeah, I think yes, he did. Because during those times, this particular friend of mine, I think he lost his mom, and he was, I don't know, I think that his family is not just very, very cordial in the aspect of having to show love and all of those things, in my own understanding, because I could remember each time I go back to his house there, the dad is not always around, the brother probably one of, these deadly guys too, and, the family is not just the usual kind of normal family that anybody should have. But there's no strange there's no strange attachment to say that probably he's been maltreated or anything. But I just believe that when there's no love, I strongly believe that when there's no love in the family, when there's no understanding of accountability in the sense that, okay, fine, I come back from school, this person is at home and this person is actually, is definitely going to be concerned about me. This person is someone I have to give accountability to, how my day went and all those things. If such person is actually not there, then I guess that is even the beginning of, these random persons having to come to your life and sow some of all these seeds. And, won't be so very, very, very unfortunate if that seed is actually being sown and it had to germinate. I tell you, this was a very, very lovely guy. It's my friend. Very, very lovely person. And all of a sudden, just came back home that very day. His whole body was looking so bad, like his face. And eventually, I think he said he was actually fine during that very day, but I knew it wasn't anything normal. So I think it was maybe like 3 days after I saw the same person. So I had to, ask him, guy, what do you? So he had to open up to me. That was actually initiated. And one of the initiation rights has to do with, he being beaten the way he was actually beaten. And I was like, whoa. But then it wasn't a big deal to me because it was a where I grew up.
Wait. Slow down on this now. Slow down because we are all guilty of this thing where you won't talk now. It wasn't a big
Okay.
deal for you because you felt like you could tag along on anything as long as you're
Exactly.
not involved. So
Exactly.
you're not supposed to just
Exactly.
distance yourself.
I tell you,
Fam. God bless you.
I tell you, it wasn't a very big deal
God
because
bless
number
you.
one,
Now, hold that question 1 second. Dre, I want to ask you one question now.
Yeah.
Before we now go into our own experiences. Now, we want to share some very deep things. Before I ask you that question, let me just say this. If you are the type of person who have come to listen to this conversation with the mindset of you want to judge, you want to castigate, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Very sorry to disappoint you. That is what you guys do mostly in cathedral, in church. The other day when Mohbad died, look, I am someone that I can handle criticism very well. I treat issues. I don't attack personalities. The other day that Mohbad died, a man of God that I respect so much, as I know one mentioned, I respect him so much, held the mark and said, I had a young boy died, but wait, Mohbad, is that a good name? I'm like, please, can you just tone down that your almighty nature first? We don't talk ill about the dead, right? This
Yeah.
boy is dead, and people are what about the fact that if someone was even close to Mohbad, they took Mohbad corpse to all the now another argument to all the cathedrals where they along that Lagos Expressway. So make now wake this boy. Do you know how many boys now go convert into Christendom or into this faith by doing that? I just kept mute and I was like, you are not hungry for a soul. You are not even sad that but all you just do, just like all these elites also do, is to castigate, is to blame, is to name call. I'm not in for that. And this is the reason why they will listen to us, fam. Because most of them right now, I've listened to Snoop Dogg. You can't be gangster more than Snoop Dogg in the industry, bro. I repeat, you can. I don't care what group you are, what affiliation. You can never be gangster more than Snoop Dogg witnessed. He witnessed this fracas between the West Side and the East Coast and the back. He was with the Tupac, what not. That when Tupac died, Ignite everything. Snoop Dogg was even arrested in 1992, related to murder charges and all. He was part of. Do you know what this man said? And I appreciate him for the fact that he told the truth. He said he will never in his life encourage any young chap to be part of a cult group. Why? He said every single day of his life he was living in fear. You know that kind of living that you cannot walk freely. You feel like any moment can be your last moment. That's not a fun life, fam. So we are not here to come and castigate. And these people they've already made the mistake. They're already in the deep mess already. So you adding salt to injury is, I don't know, it's something I don't think we are called for to do in Christian. That's one. That being said, I want to point attention to secondly. 50 Cent that was shot 9 times. Gangster reach anything. He said it clearly. Drop all the gangster thing. You can't you see 50 Cent on the right book. He pushing moving narrative. You will never see him affiliated to anything. And the funny thing is, even this America you're talking about, go and check the statistics. I checked it about how many rappers that have been killed since the era of Tupac till now that have been killed in gun-related issues, in court-related issues. It's a very serious issue. And you know the funny thing in Nigeria, these celebrities, we are the peak of Afrobeat. They think they are untouchable. If you know the pinnacle of what Tupac touched, the pinnacle of success, the pinnacle of gangsterism, the pinnacle of the so-called security that Tupac had, and they believe they even own the city. If you know do you know how Tupac even died? Notorious B.I.G., Nipsey, all these guys that we listen to from. So let us now come back to real conversation. Nobody is name calling anybody right now. Nobody is trying to add to me. I will never do that because, like Bosu said, some of us we escape this by slim chances, fam. So we are not going to come out and start saying these people are stupid. No, that is not what our conversation. These are people that are scared for their lives. You know, so let me go back to your Dre. Now I want to hold you with this conversation right now. This question. It is. We have agreed that it is I don't know, but dysfunctional family is what is actually looking us in the face right now. So now let's talk about dysfunctional family and the community a child comes from, and how it actually influences such, teenagers, young people to actually also consider themselves joining a gang or cult group. Dysfunctional family and the environment they grew up from.
Okay, I think should be okay. The environment. If we are talking about the family as an environment, or the environment as their streets or the location. So it contributes about, let's say, about 50% of why people join cults. Because I see that parents of nowadays, we are woke parents. We can do things. We can leave our kids anyhow. We can, our kids can do anything without monitoring them. And I see that most people now join from secondary school. That's one thing that that touches me
They
most
join from
times.
secondary school now.
Seeing, yes, from junior GSS1, GSS2, even GSS1, they can leave you, but when you are getting to GSS2, GSS3, you start seeing guys. Dimi, you could remember in Abel, there are times that we go to jungle.
Yeah.
It's normal then because we are not serious. But later we'll come back. But now they are jungle now. Going to jungle now, you are not just going for fun. They are going there for meetings. They are going there for other stuffs. So you could see a boy that's why when you said that about is it 70% that or 80% that you said is between the age of 15 to 30, I think it's way below than that. Like the ages now is starting from 12, 11, 12. You see guys joining different cult group. And I say the problem is from the home, not even the society. It's from the home, However, the society also contributes. The kind of school
let me hold you with that
yeah,
conversation.
okay.
Wait, let me hold you with that. The reason why I'm putting Davido under microscope here,
All right.
I'm not putting Bonner. Well, I could put Bonner, but Davido must be pé ọmọ tá fi owó tọ́ ni, tá fi owó bí, abínilé olówó ni. He need, so make we talk to Davido go do VIP band. He never crossed his path. He never needed it. But at some point he felt he needed it. So when we talk about this family too, it's tricky to me. I don't seem to understand why someone that even your family has provided a leverage. And I have an example of Davido for my street too. I'm not going to mention his name. That boy matter, they pay me. They pay me anytime. Where I reason that boy matter. I swear that boy was the first person to enter uni out of all of us. Very brilliant chap. And all these things don't just bring the boy low to the lowest. But that's not the point. Like I said, I'm not here to judge or to make people feel bad more than the way things are happening to them. We're actually opening your eyes and going back to the decision, to the deciding factor why they decided it. So when you talk about family, dysfunctional family too, how can we place all these OBOs too? Not just putting the video alone, his likes under the radar of why they also needed to say, okay, they want to join into this thing when even their family has provided an opportunity for them not to even see it at all, not to need it. Why? So how do we blame families now? I beg.
Those ones, I don't know, but I can say it's for protection. Those guys that it's not because of poverty, it's not because of dysfunctional home, it's not because of their environment where they came from. I can say because of protection. There are some things that you do. I don't know if I remember that clearly. There are times that, in schools on campus that they will invite artists to come and perform, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, there are times that even the security that you bring with you doesn't really do it. There are guys that will still meet you and try and reason with you somehow.
Mhm.
So I'll say some people join because of protection, because they really needed that. That's if I'm going to this part of the world, if I'm going to this part, to go and perform and everything, I know that I'm secured. My guys are there for me, or something like that. So for those people that come from rich family, wealthy family, that they don't really know what is going on the streets, the struggle on the street. There are some people that are intimidated, to join.
And now, the trick is this: more people feel motivated to join when all these OBOs join because they think, it must have been a needed group. Now you talk about protection. I want to agree. Let us just pick it for protection. It is a different reason why people join a street. So now the whole group now use them as their brand ambassador to encourage more people to join. That you can see, if we are doing something bad, someone like this with his influence and money still needed to join us, and that encourages more people. You see, I'm sad when you say secondary school people don't join. Now we are not going to go to personal. I'm sad though.
It's something that you see if you are move closer to the secondary schools in Abeokuta, at even Osun State, Ibadan. One teacher anyhow, they go beat teacher anyhow. So if you dey public school, you just have to be careful with how you
said
don't
public
know
school. Now you said public school. I love that word. Now let's talk about personal stories now. Bosun, I will launch these personal stories before I put you guys under the radar. I know, but Bosun, you lost your firstborn of your family to cult issue. We are going to do him the honor of remembrance, not to hurt his memory, but the honor that I know that even if he looks back from heaven right now and sees this conversation, that we are using his past experiences to actually correct the ills of the society, will feel proud. So this is not to raise open wounds or anything. But let me jump in first. You see, personally, me, I won't lie. I came in late to having big stature in life. I came in very late. Bro, you know as I be when we did secondary school, big head, tiny body. So nature naturally, no matter how I stubborn, how my heart iron rich, nature naturally, you don't even seclude me from the so-called carcass of now we did, because people go just the reason say. So me, I knew, just like that guy Tyron talking for Game of Thrones, that short guy talk say his brain was the defense. I had no other defense mechanism than to go very intelligent and brilliant. So, but I have seen people died. In fact, I lost a dear cousin of mine, which I'm going to also talk about first. That's why I want to be the one to first talk. But soon, before you talk, me no be like say she'll get at the open wound. People don't know this story. I gained admission to Traditional University. I think I've shared it with you guys. I gained admission to Traditional University. So apparently, this my distant cousin, adopted distant cousin, we get. So say my mama jail, hand me over to me. I don't know say person when they hand me over to now or don, like I should go call him now or don for campus. Me they call him brother. I could say about the work like 14 people they follow him for back. Say look that ball, me when we say I be follow. Say wo ball, if I won't squeeze myself, go meet a boss, say, Kini Kon. I'm not very I don't eat me now. Now my brother, they go now one call one me say, never in my life make I call my brother. Me, I don't understand what he means. But I know the line now. Now my brother, I say, for your life, You know what it means? Say they call him your brother. Baba, we never even finish anything. I don't see English. Then beat my friend on top, say, collect my phone. When say, me and my friend go out, see him, for down. I see English on the level. With the lolly, I clear my leg. Now like this in B. Now like this in B. Now that year, I get admission to NIG. My mom don't carry me. At the back form, Monzayon film drama. But I'm at the me no film it issue. I'm at me Shangeli. I declare at the back film Monzayon where me to one will pay Monzayon bow. But you calculate the ring, malo German in this man charity. You know, my work, our Baba Manik, my work barrier, my talking. When they making war belt in Wasiba, you know, those kind of things. I know as much as we come from, but I want to enter school that year. Because I was damn intelligent, fam. I was passing my jam, fam. But because I be picking off, you know, we don't get really much like that. And I wasn't, my mom sabi science, now science person be. I wasn't a science, I was the only rebel for my family that went to art. So it was difficult for me to get, you know, that kind of level. To cut the long story short, now so I go NIG. So now why you see, say when I come campus, you know what I see for Ogba. You know who dominate Ogba for Ikeja. I live for Lishabi Street of Ogba, okay now. So and film happen. Film we say I know if they talk here, we say them Debola Mama Boba and so Benga. So but me, I noticed something for streets of Fajo. And this is what I believe is the genesis of many things that went wrong. That made some people now to be killing each other, because it is embarrassing that before I left for the shores of Nigeria, Percy entered just Kekere, I don't want to mention his name. They killed this boy in front of the mama farm. They killed this boy in front of his mom. They came for his younger brother. When they don't see his younger brother, that boy just help his mama pack whatever. They killed this boy in front of his mama. Now why they see celebrities when they Bami one more some of them will talk say that they bury people. Now I don't know the pain of waiting that they glamorize. But I they tell you as a beef for streets. See, I notice Fajo Obatoko now, listen to me. You get how many private people there? We get Adeline, Abi, we get Tied Up,
A lot.
we get
Young field.
Emmanuel College. Me they go Roseborn. We get some people who say they go private school from outside too. We say our parents they be civil servant, but they just try. Now why they talk say environment matter? Me waiting I notice now I want to talk so. You see, when we grow up, we never understand classism. It was when we reach some stage we can't understand classism before we think we got that day. But you see, the children, how many public school day? We get Ashero, Egba High School. We get Nawaru Dimba. We never even talk about those ones where they in outside, Reverend Kuti and all this, you know, side. We always play ball together. But I just notice, say, the people where they public school, they always pick on people with the private school. Always. Sometimes when we just want to play ball freely. Before you know, I want to don't swing and say, wow, bah! Me. Smarty, I did tell you, Bami Smarty go up on my young plan, come out. In fact, the last fight I have for a few say, the guy beat me. Now I go come here, come the lie. The guy beat me. I can't feel though. I want to come play ball. I start noticing even Bami go the time say you know when they go that field again. Everybody don't they withdraw small. But it never clear to my head that day I stopped to the corner they play ball. The thing on the happen, fight go up, this go up, they go plug this. And me, I was the coolest hood. When I mean the coolest hood, I mean I was the coolest hood fam. I was the one that I could go and meet these public school guys, you know, relate to them. I don't know, say this thing, maybe naturally because all these private school guys, due to the family where they come from, their building, they don't they drive their papa car, they don't they go party, they don't they dress some kind way in an oppressive manner, but they express themselves. You they follow my story, but I will try to cut them short the way. If they affect those ones, because those ones, their background where they come from, it don't look like these ones. In fact, some of these boys, when they publish watching Kiri, I swear, once in Kiri, once in Bamon, see one danger, in street food. I want to man babo here. So the anger, the hatred, you know boys now, you know as we be, you know as it be now. So that fight will happen that day. When they feel the joy in here. Because we àwọn ọmọ Adeline tàìdọ́ gbogbo wa ta máa ń tajẹ́ pẹ́ ọ̀hún kò sẹ́yìnbọ̀ tó play bọ́ mo kàn rí gbogbo ọkọ̀ aṣọ dání èyí tó kó bàtà dání kó àwọn guys ti kó bàtà wọn aṣọ wọn wọ́n ti kó fún wọn guys pé kọ́ kó dání bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe débẹ̀ mo ní mo fẹ́ play ẹ̀yẹ kọ́kọ́ wà bá mi pé ìwọ náà bá mi di fóònù mú aláyé mi mú fóònù mo kàn sọ sí gbóni ẹgbẹ́ so one going from my mind, I did like right now. The one going, when also pay, they're going to tell us, Papa Mati so phone and sigbo. He can't talk say, won't be either. Baba me, the guy beats me. Now when they talk say, see, person when they lie, go talk say he win, he go talk say, bro, you know many beats when I chop now for campus now, and you know many people will shop. Maybe say, no man, we stand, finish. Say, you know go happen for year, bro. This guy. Mo long time batting here, baba batting ba. We dijagboro niye, mo tu ale ni. You can start, go back. In a nutshell, and I should I tell you say I came late to the party of say make I get body now. I came late to the party, which I chance me. So, but from that moment, I was vengeful. And I make sure say I get my revenge because that man get revenge between that one. If I plan, I orchestrate and fuck up. So I bet sourcing Odre fish pond. The way we take beat down when the guy is isolated, we take beat down when you say one throw inside pond fam. Now that photo, now this thing where I just described now. Nobody I talk say now where it come from that. This old mindset where I just described now. Nothing when you want to tell me now where all these things come from with that. Now, say you know say nothing when you want to talk. The boys from private school no go want join waiting these people join because normal film don't take ground where they won't take revenge. So these boys from private school go want join something say they go join anything, they take revenge, but not waiting these boys they day inside them. Now, film set. Some people will be say out of these boys they travel out. Some of them start to buy car, some of them start to do things, some don't even get wala, some just graduate, just leave food, some day. These other boys, man. Now I talk say this some areas where now Toby Badejo don't come online now. Some areas they will say this kind of thing I talk, you know if you happen. Toby na Kemta boy, you know if this way you know if you happen for Kemta because to buy land for Kemta self, your papa gas old and it's very important where you raise your picking. You see that place where we say, Mori 500 naira, 500,000, Mori cheap. One no coin little massive baby, what experience or more type. I want to surround there. Yale Janier. Yami bakery here. All those no say they try put classism. It go affect your picking farm. So now my question is this: from your own personal experiences, let us trace it now before we can talk how we take escape this thing. Because I won't make these kids they listen. Me, I don't talk now. Say I chop beating. I chop beating. I see that person when they are alive they talk this kind of story. No be I want to get you don't mod. They don't mod you. You don't go with that. Now my question to you now, based on your experience in area, based on your experience in school, what to be your own personal story encounter where you don't have with these people and your own traces of development where you talk say, now like this thing take progress from your own view. Because the most important people who are making listen to this now the young chap where they're at the verge of say, can you take you? Move koyani. We gotta save these people in our own. If this message we just change 2 people or 10 people, it they work. So what do you think?
Okay, so who is going first? She Dre will go first, or you make her go first.
Dre, you will jump in.
Okay. No, I think you said Bosun should go for.
Okay. Anybody can.
Okay. Please, can you help me reframe that question?
What is your own personal story, like a trace of development from all this encounter? And I want to make you link up with mental health. So, Bosun will link you with the role of media, which we watch for screen. You link up with mental health. Like, people will say, this person get money, all this kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, the mindset.
Mindset and,
Personal experience. I would say I'm just, how we are, and we are not we are not rich, we are not poor, like we do, and there are times that I moved with guys that they don't have anything, their home, their family is not really as coordinated as mine was, but I still roll with them. And because I had to, stay with my grandma, leave the Elites,
Yeah.
Kelan Toro side, that side is somehow better than living in
Yeah.
Okejeun,
Yeah.
or all this, the ghetto side. That was where I, stayed for. I saw so many people, but because of where I was coming from, how my family is, because I stayed with my grandma for some years, I couldn't join them. Even I had to pick the kind of people I roll with in the hood. Just like what you said now, the kind of people, there are so many fights that will break out that they will be like, they want to, confront me or something like that. We are the weaker ones. We know we don't have
God bless you. We are the
nobody.
weaker ones. We were,
Yeah,
we were the
you
weaker ones. Now we just allow
where
you
we
to talk fully.
were.
We
So
were the weaker ones.
we were the weaker ones there. So, they could pick on you and you won't do anything. And you won't want to, you want to revenge, fine, but you don't have the capacity to, because you don't want to join, you don't want to really join what they joined, the kind of infantry they have, because they have someone behind them, so they could. Then you can see a very young boy will come at you anytime, and the person will just go like that. Something that cannot happen on normal ground, but you just have to let it go because of where you were coming from, the kind of background, the kind of family, the kind of how my grandma was, the love I have for my family. And I see that, apart from, if we are to talk about the mental health, we should talk about people being selfish sometimes. Because, why am I saying this? Because people choose the easiest way, the easiest path to go in life. For example, what I'm saying is this. What happened to you that you said you had to go back to revenge or something? You could easily join a court there and do not mind about what will happen afterwards. There are times that even at Urban Toko there also, we play ball. I love football a lot, You know me, Ronaldinho, they call me Ronaldinho. Sometimes they call me Gattuso. I play ball a lot, and I had so many encounters that there will be fights. We'll take our boots, we'll run out of the field. But there's this one time, just like what you said too, there's this guy on our streets that has been playing anyhow, kicking everybody. But I love dribbling. So I'll dribble you, dribble back and forth, and I don't mind. And I'm also strong. So it turned out to be one-on-one fighting. And as he was coming at me too, I was standing there, no problem. But I didn't know that, I stood by him. I really punched him and everything. So he left the field. I didn't know what was happening. And I just took my bag. I said, let me go home. On my way home, I saw this guy. And the bike just parked beside me. Eh, why you go to beat my brother? Why you go to... Wetin happen now? Shebi na ball we dey play. Wetin happen? So, people were coming out from shops. They were like, Emma for work on, Emma for work on. So if not that people were around, they will have done jungle justice for me. That those are the things. What I'm saying now about the mindset. We couldn't join them because of where we're coming from, because of the kind of love I have for my grandma, because of the kind of family and the kind of dad I have, the kind of mom I have. I couldn't just do that. The kind of OT I was given from home. So many people were not given orientation at all from home about all this. There are times that my grandma would tell me, you know, there are some things that they will embed it in you, they will imbibe in you that you just, if you want to even take wrong steps, you remember.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Bosun, I want you to relate this now, development, to what we watch in the media, the screen. How has it actually influenced the fact that I'm very join, like as if I don't understand how people think like this is one life, fam. One life, one life, one life, fam.
Okay, you know, when we're talking about this agent of socialization, if you still remember that topic very well, I think it was done way back in our junior secondary schools. It says the agent of socialization, the first one is actually the family, followed by the school, and also we have the media. The media is actually a very, very important aspect when it comes to how, you know, well we are groomed or how badly we are shaped. And I guess one of the reasons why, you know, it becomes very, very easy for, you know, our young chaps, our youths to easily just give in to this understanding of, you know, cruelty when it comes to joining cultisms and all these things. It's still based on the things in which we see. You see, based on my own experience, my own personal experience, I could remember then when I was still in the street of Alagbado, and I was saying, I was trying to, you know, relate it to one of my friends that was actually, you know, a member right then. I would have, bro, no be say anything now. Maybe I would have actually been there by now. But God just, you know, have a way of actually, you know, pushing someone forward to me in a way that, you know, all of the experiences in which I could have had then was actually neutralized. Me, I rode with them. Like during those times, I rode a lot with them. And I could remember this particular friend of mine that was actually using as a case study. It was my friend, even when he had actually joined, I was still very, very close to him. I could remember there was a particular time he was actually trying to, you know, lure me into this understanding. But eventually I just had to, you know, tell him that, guy, me, I just did. You don't be, me, I will see the role with you. And I was actually relating with him as usual, just like I promised. And I could remember this particular day, he was seated amidst some other guys. I don't know them, although the only person I knew was him. So they were seated in a particular, you know, my dad's house, and you know, just one particular corner like that. Every night they come together, they sit, they just discuss about random things, and I sit with them. That is the foolish me. I just sit, not because I'm actually one of them, but just because I want to just, you know, because of that my friend. I don't want to unfriend him. He's my friend. I see nothing bad with it during those times. And someone who actually happens to be a member actually saw me, someone that loved me. Maybe that was, you know, the angel God sent to me during those times. And the guy said to me that, guy, are you actually a member? And I told him I'm not a member, or that I'm just, you know, I just want to be good with
You're
everyone.
chilling with the goons.
Yeah, I just want to chill with them. I just want to be cool with every one of them. And funny how every one of them just liked me during those times. And this particular guy actually said something to me then, that if I know what is actually best for me, then I should flee. Like I should just dissociate myself away from them. Only if I want to continue to be, maybe I'm aspiring to be one of them, then fine. Maybe I could just, you know, continue to roll with them, and time will tell if I'm actually going to be initiated or not. So I don't know what actually came to me, and I had to be like, okay, I think I need to just give this guy a break. The relationship between myself and this guy, we are not class anymore. Fine, we are friends, but we no date together anymore. We no date. I mean, see myself say
in that class now. Let's be real. Do you consider them superior?
bro, right then, we're all teenagers. There's this feeling that comes in your mind, and you just feel like, well, maybe this person is actually more, you know, exposed than you are. Why? Because the person don't join one particular confra or the other. You just feel like, okay, fine, this person has an edge. It is now that we have, you know, we've grown to some extent. That is when we get to realize the fact that no, this thing is actually outrightly bullshit. It takes more away from you than it gives to you. So why should they have to even think about?
I like your
Why should
honesty.
they have,
I want you to now
so,
put. I want you to put the talk about your firstborn that actually got involved and died, how was the effect on your family? So that since we have an example there, please just share the story in a way you're comfortable to share it, please.
Okay, Pascal, that my firstborn story we have been discussed with you. It's basically, well, I wouldn't say he actually lost his life as a result of cultism. Fine, I'm actually aware of the fact that he should be part, although he did not categorically tell me that, but he was part. And I guess one of the reasons why my firstborn actually lost his life was as a result of, there's this biblical understanding that says that Omotoba saw Ilenu also Apoyakoni. Like you decided. We have so many backings as regards that. So I guess he just chose the streets more than the family. He chose the streets more than the home. And I can remember then during those times, he and my dad, they are always having issues as a result of the fact that he has gone to school, he's in school, he has mingled, he had related with some certain set of persons, and he loved their company more than the company of any other person else at home. So I guess, and my dad used to be very, very strict disciplinarian. You sabi him now. He's still like that. So my dad is always like, you cannot be in my house and all these things are actually happening. You having to be home and you are coming home late. There's always this tussle of power between the father and the son. And eventually I could remember that very day when my dad had to say to him that he should not come to his house again if he's actually not going to be subjected to the rules of the home. And I guess that is actually what even propelled him more out there. So I guess what actually, took his life was more of the streets and even this understanding of, internet scamming and the rest of them like that. So I guess it was because of the internet scamming like that, because I remember I think I was in SS3 then when this whole issue actually, came up and it was brought back home. And he was looking so emaciated, looking so malnourished, someone who is actually very, very sick and is at the point of death. And I guess the understanding was basically because the so-called friends, the so-called families in which he chose to relate with, it got to this particular extent. They couldn't really take care of him again. You can actually tell when someone is actually about to die. So for that reason, they decided to bring him back home. And that was when we had the understanding that, okay, fine, our loved one is actually dying. Sure, you understand? And coupled with the fact that the ones who were around him then, who happens to be his friends, having to talk about the kind of life in which he lived right there at, I think, the street of Moshi, something like that. All this street life is actually what literally claimed his life. So if we're talking about
to his blessed memory, like I said, we are using this to honor his memory. May so gentle soul rest in peace. Okoyemi made mention of association of cultism association in profession, and he has a valid point because I know of some people who have actually tried to get job, and they said they were asked categorically that where do they belong and all those kind of stuff. Yes, in Nigeria, yeah, it's disgraceful how these things actually it has eaten into the fabrics of our nation, and we see youth disillusionment at the peak. Crime, like you've mentioned, is at its peak because anyone you've given weapon to and is not legal will actually do things without gun illegally, right? We use it to do illegal dealings. So we've seen a lot of things happening from murder to organ harvesting to internet fraud to a lot. And this has even come into our political hemisphere. So that even politicians are using them. And also they are promising them positions, loyalists, those that have actually been with them and have won position for them are also giving loyal positions. It's shameful, disgraceful, But that being said, because we just have two more questions and we will round off. That being said, I want to ask you one question about the role of education, the importance of education in all that is going. And when I mean education, I mean proper education. What is the importance of education in actually curbing this menace?
Well, I feel the importance of education has to do with the understanding of, you or one as an individual having to, there's this particular statement that says that It's a different thing when you are educated. It's a different thing when education passes through you. Those are two different words. Those are two different expressions. I can actually be, educated, but education actually did not go through me. Like the depth of education that I am expected to have, I do not have them. So education is something very, very beautiful only if we can understand the fact that education is so broad. It does not just have to be with it does not just have to do with the understanding of you having to get a first class, a second class, those PhD professorship and the likes of them. It has to do with even our common senses. It has to do with
sorry to interject. The sad thing is this cultist issue has been imported, has been exported out of Nigeria. We have court clash happening amidst Nigerians in Malaysia, in Dubai. In UK, I went to Manchester the other day, and one of my brothers was complaining that they went to club, and some people were actually greeting themselves in court issues, and they were looking at him as if, who is this one here? In UK, and this guy came home telling my other brother, angrily, that we are not going to go to that club again. What is the meaning of this rubbish? We came abroad and they're still doing all this nonsense they are doing and all that kind of stuff. This menace has been exported from Nigeria. So I just want to make that clear.
Bro, this menace that we're actually trying to talk about here is a menace that is actually going to be forever, even when you and I, we are long, long gone. I think the only subject of discussion right now is for, we to have these ways into our youths, our young chaps, having to make them understand the fact that, okay, this thing is actually there, this phenomenon is there, this subject matter is there, but should you choose it? Should you go through that route? I guess that is the essence of this, discussion. But if we're actually having this mentality that, okay, at some point or the other, maybe all these things would stop to exist, bro, I don't see it stopping. I don't see it stopping. I only see the understanding of we trying to curb it. We trying to manage.
A different question for you. I'm sorry to cut you because I'm trying to manage time. A different question for you, Dre. And the question surrounds government and law enforcement. What do you think is the appropriate measure at this point in time that the government can actually put in place, and all these law enforcement agencies can also do to salvage the situation? It is a disgrace what is going on in the state. People are dying on a daily. As a matter of fact, people that have graduated years ago, they go to your shop. People that, they go to your shop. They killed one in front of his wife and kids. This is disgraceful. It's disgraceful. So, what do you think you would say to the government and the law enforcement as strategy to employ at this crucial time?
I think we need to put it in the law, maybe somewhere in the constitution. But one thing, before I will go there, do you know that some of these code groups are registered under the law?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So if they are registered, so meaning that it's just like what Bosun said, we can't stop it. But what will the government do? Because I know, I think I've had an experience about one of my friend that would tell me, that even they were drinking and the police came, they bought drinks for them, and they know who they are. They are celebrating their day and that. So if our policemen are there, the law enforcers, and they are also collecting weed from them, collecting cigarette from those that they ought to arrest, then what are we saying? What are we saying? So, and I think, so
Okay.
what
I get your point.
what I would say,
I get your
yeah,
point.
yeah.
But let's keep this in there. Let's keep this from that angle. Let's keep this in. Let us say both of you now. You are speaking to a young child. Because to be honest, but you know my story. Dre, God saved me from death numerous times. One of the examples which I'm not even ready to delve in is the issue I had at the barbering salon that I told you about. That I had at some point in time that those guys surrounded me. And it was even one from my childhood friend from my area that actually just said, Omo, na papa, and everybody clear. Baba, they don't flash me 7 round. Me no say that number one me they tackle. I swear. And then they drink paragraph outside. The Baba, very bastard guy. He come off clipper, tell me say make I go outside. I beg. He no want make blood staining. God. Me they follow the drag. I mean I don't know now. I they follow the guy drag. Say you they mad me. Say forget them. You know one thing about me. Even though I told you I came late to having a stature, you can ask from my secondary school people. I'm the last person you can ride. I'm the last person you can intimidate or cheat on. I'm just the last person because I will match you up. I will match you up. So that day I was ready to match that guy up. Even I even weapon anything, ready to go. These guys I come outside like this. They don't round me up. That day. That was the first day I asked for forgiveness. So I know say the blessing will reach heaven today. Voila. They don't flash me 7. I say, God damn it. Now someone just comes. I'm on a papa. And everywhere clear. Now, how you want to make a they talk, say, they are bad people, they are evil. When we say, now even one of them saved me. I love the guy die. If the guy see me like you go not say, Papa, you too stubborn, forget all these things. Now, what will you have to say to a young chap right now that is considering joining?
Okay.
My brother. Okay, I think for real, I think one thing I will tell a child now is that I will tell him to see the bigger picture. The reason why most people join is because the mindsets, what they are looking at, and also the media. There are sometimes that they will show them videos of how they are bullying, and it's just about now. But telling a child that please see the bigger picture. There's this verse in the Bible in Luke chapter 14, verse 28, that Jesus said, there's no how you want to build a house that you now count the cost, whether you'll be able to finish it. If you don't finish the house, you'll be put to shame. So you need to count the cost. And there are times that people join without counting the cost, and they will get to the midway, they will be like, oh no, I can't go again. I need to get out of this, and they won't be able to. So I will advise such a child that please look at the bigger picture. Do you have the capacity to finish this race that you want to enter? So, and if not, please desist from it. And I'm sorry to take you back about the education that you were talking about then. The education is very, very important. The education is divided into 3. Cognitive domain, 3 domains: cognitive domain, affective, and psychomotor, the likes. I think if a child is given complete education, not only cognitive now, I'm not talking about the sciences, the art and everything, about life, the emotional intelligence, it's possible, like inputting values in a child, it's possible that they can overcome all this. It's possible.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What will you tell a child, right? A young child that is considering joining, regardless of the scenario, be I want him on you, or he's fed up, he doesn't want to be cheated on. What will you tell a young chap right now that is considering joining?
Okay. All right. For me, just like we said earlier, everybody has one particular reason or ginger or vibe or energy, as we might have it, as the reasons why they want to probably join this particular group in which we are preaching against. But I would have actually, said to anybody who is actually willing to join and seek for my own advice that whatsoever reason it might be, I don't want to know whatever reason the person is actually coming, whichever reason the person might have as regards wanting to join, because I know there's this law of cause and effect that is okay, fine. This is the reason why I want to particularly do this particular thing. There's a reason for everything. But I would have said, regardless of whatever reason it is that anybody might actually be joining, it is never going to be enough. In fact, it is going to lead to, most of the times it leads to death. Because for me, I feel it is a death trap. You know, sometimes everybody, we say they are members, they are members. To me, they're actually not members, they are victims. They are victims.
Well,
Yeah, they are not members.
This is my own advice, and I'm going to bring the example. We play chess, right? And I'm going to be real quick with this. Look at this now. Chess. Now, the rule says that those guys in front, whoever developed this game said it's a war game, right? So this game, the guys in front are the pawns. The people at the back are the important people who have special moves to make, right? So on the go, you are defenseless, you are powerless, you are a pawn. Now, let us even define this game at the go. This game, there's one thing certain in this game, on this board, and it is death. Anybody can die, any piece can go, any piece can drop, right? You agree with me? This is a death game we are playing, right? And they tell you that a pawn can become a queen, not a king. So that is to let you that the highest power the pawn can ever become is to be the sidekick. And it is the queen that is even making the most dangerous kill. It is not the queen in the essence of whatever. It is the queen in the essence of the alienation. So it is the queen that is making the most dangerous kill on the board. And even the king, the queen still can be killed. The king can be killed. I mean, there's possibility now, right? So this is my advice for you. You know what you are getting into. It is your life. Bargain for it. Nobody can rush you. Nobody can cajole you. Nobody can speak to you and say, come on, come and die. And once you join, know that you have inherited people's problems that were not yours. You didn't know how it started. You were not involved. You just know that a fight has started and they are counting. And you could be the victim of the fight you were never involved in. And all these things doesn't make you an higher being, man. You have brain. You could think, why do I want to inherit your enemy? Why do I want to inherit your battles? All in the name of association. Why do I want to, all these things are wisdom, pure wisdom before you, fam. And I want everybody, every couple, just like Snoop Dogg, if you are a court member in your heart and you believe that what you are doing is right, you can put your child, you yourself, now you go carry your picking, go do initiate, make you raise up your hand. I bet it none of them will even pray that their children should smell anything near violence.
Hello, Dimi. Can I step in?
Yeah, please.
But what about fathers that are initiating their sons?
Do we have that case scenarios?
Yes.
Of course, definitely there should be. Fine, we might actually
No,
not.
it's not.
We might actually not have an
It's not
example.
even they should be. They are. Yeah.
I know say you go laugh. Ó sọ pé kò ṣe bàbá tó bímọ púpọ̀ tó wá bó ti rí pé láàpẹ́ ni ọmọ wèrè mi ò ní jèrè yìí kó wá kúkú kó gbogbo ṣẹgbẹ́ kó kúkú lọ pín gbogbo wọn pa. Because what kind of parents initiate their children in a death game?
Well,
No.
it actually happens. Though. It happens. I know of this particular guy. I know him very well, although we now relate based on distance now. But this particular guy, I won't talk about which of the confraternities that he actually belongs to. But this is someone that I know from the one. He has always been repping that confraternity. And he has a child already. And in fact, when they go to their gathering, he's going to wear the color of their color code, like their beret and their outfits. Displays this particular boy even in it. So what are we saying? What are we saying indirectly?
Okay.
Has he not introduced it?
Wait, let us agree to disagree that these are exceptional cases. It's not rampant, right? It's not on the eyesight. The parents initiate they are just
it is not on the eyesight. We can say it is not on the eyesight.
But
it happens, though. It happens. But I feel the few cases whereby okay, a particular parent, let me say a father or a mother, is actually into one particular confraternity or the other, and he or she is now not willing to introduce it to the child. Probably the particular person is not enjoying the sense of benefit, the sense of whatsoever thing in which that confraternity is given anymore. Maybe it is now starting to become threatening. Then for that reason, the person wants to back out. The person has seen the most dirtiest part of the game. And for that reason, the person just feels like, okay, I want to back out. So that kind of a person, you would not expect the person preaching it
for someone else or probably even his child. But to the ones who are actually enjoying the game, to the ones who feel like, okay, fine, they are the ones even controlling, they are the ones in power, my brother, they go preach them to you. If to say possible, say me they hand them over to their grandchildren, they could do them. Sure, you understand? So
The one where
it's
the one where me I don't see now two blood brothers
Yeah.
in different competent, and this one they want men themselves. They really want.
Mhm.
That one
So that one,
happens.
you go
So
see say the two of them, you go see these two
Even
particular
I
persons
see.
we're talking about. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Dre, for cutting you short.
Okay. Yeah.
These particular two instances and these two brothers in which you just cited right now, you know, we can say that they've seen the dirtiest part of the game. I'm very, very sure if they had a choice, they would have just want to retract their actions and not go ahead. And that was the reason why I said in the first place, they are not members, they are victims. Only if they understand the fact that if they understood the difference between having to be a victim and a member, probably, you know, it could be a very, very promising understanding or a promising background, a promising truth to why you should not even go ahead. Because now you are compelled to do things even against your own will as a member. But, well, for me, it is not a member. As a victim, let me even put it that way. You
I
are
say,
compelled to do things against your own will.
you remember the one who beat me and missing people because of babe for campus that year. I'm boy bad me go.
See, you sure you even remember this scenario? There was this particular scenario. I was at your house, Dimiji, that very day, and I don't know the name of this guy. This guy was actually in our midst. Where this guy actually maybe he attended Covenant University or something like that. I can't remember the guy very well. But the point was,
Dead that talk. I know.
eh,
Where happened in front of my house.
like,
That my cousin, where they inside that film, he don't mod. Now why doesn't make you dead that talk?
look at that. And you know, I actually don't want to, you know, probably talk about anything that is, you know, very, very deeper. But the point was, this guy was actually in our midst, and within a twinkle of an eye, someone just called him outside, and before we knew it, he was
That's that.
beating black and blue.
Mo just dead that talk. Now why I talk say, eyes we don't see film. No be you go come they explain say, Baba. Now we will stay alive. Now we go talk. Now see. Just let us round up this way. What is going on in Mexico right now? Make them go read down. Sinaloa cartel. El Chapo de prison. But Mexico don't scatter. It is online. Mexico is ungovernable at this moment. They even kill their governor for Sinaloa, cut the head of the governor, cut them off. So make you know say this thing it's an endless cycle, fam. And you know who they fight for Sinaloa now? She make I tell you those people where they fight. El Chapo son and person El Chapo loyalist. Person will be saying if El Chapo day, both of them they do sa for El Chapo. As El Chapo no day round, where they prison, this both of that one talk say na my papa be the don. That me supposed to take over. Now one talk say alaye streets no be monarchy. No be person you guys prove yourself. And you know if they talk say street no be by monarchy, you guys prove yourself. You know what it mean. Two facts on one. Go browse what they saw for Mexico right now. It is war. It is a bloodbath, fam. Military people, it is a bloodbath, fam. So I'll put my own last submission like this. Self-destruction. This is how I will say it. If you are told to prepare against Iron Mike Tyson as he be, Dre, if you prepare, you get the best coach. They give you diet routine. You jog. You go mountain. You do everything. You dream. You drive. You do every routine. You can't enter ring. They can't do bang bang. Iron Mike just give you like 2 blow. Bang bang. What is that knockout? What is soon? What happened there is this. You have a satisfaction in your
Why
mind.
me now?
Yeah. Because now you get body pass now. So I guess now you face Iron Mike. Say boss no better face Iron Mike Tyson. So my boss money Mayweather. So now what satisfies your mind, Dre, at that point is this. You prepared yourself against all odds and you lost against Iron Mike Tyson. That's not newsworthy. That is even an honor. If you talk him outside, Iron Mike Tyson knocked me out, that guy they fight. But you prepared, you have a satisfaction in your mind that you tried your best, but now let me explain self-destruction for you. They talk say you go fight Iron Mike Tyson. You know, prepare. You dey chop. Now, YouTube clip of Iron Mike Tyson lo long wo. Okay. O sì they're going to sulo lo nje popcorn oshi. O tu jí láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì o tu play Iron Mike Tyson. Okay. Tó bá ti gbọ́ wọn yẹn wá àpapọ̀ ṣe báyìí ẹnu ló fi
Which side do you?
ẹnu ló fi practice. Ó bá bọ́ sí ring. Bàbá nú ẹ̀ ń blow kan bó ṣe gbá ó gbá bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀dá ó já dànù lọ sọ́run. Now, you lost against you and Tyson. Because you didn't have the satisfaction that what if I had prepared? What could have happened? You never put yourself in that position. So it is respectable to lose to the universe, to lose to natural circumstances. It is still respectable, but you don't give yourself chance to even thrive in life. So that is how self-destruction works, from. You yourself, you don't minus yourself from the equation. You didn't give yourself a voice, a chance to thrive. So that is not weakness. That is wisdom at work. Well, I don't know if you guys have any last submission, but that is my own last submission on this matter, because I wouldn't want us to go into some talk. My friend for secondary school, they always talk something. Bad G's, that guy is a very crazy guy. He go talk something. If they use that scatter class, I don't know where he learn that language. He talk say, Mala report, I go use that language. Come to us, Mala report, Mala report, So, what is your own last? We should just make it brief. I'm just saying, what is the last submission on this? Just call it a quit.
Okay, Bosun, do you want to go?
You go first, bro. Go first, bro.
Oh, all right. What I will say is still what I said earlier, that you need to have purpose for your life a lot. I see if you have purpose, I'm talking about God-given purpose. I'm not talking about you have purpose that one day you become a millennial. That's not purpose.
Yeah, no, God giving purpose.
No, you are the one that wants to be leading terrorism. No, that's not purpose. I'm talking about you are seeing yourself in a bigger height. There's no how it's just like you going from Oshele to Obantoko, the road, and you have like maybe 30 minutes. No, 30 minutes too much. You have like 10 minutes to get there. There is nobody that will stop you on the road that, oh, guy, wait, we get discussion, that you wait. You just continue going. There's no fight. There's no insult. There's no abuse that will stop you. Because you know where you are going.
If maybe accident happen, natural disaster, and it's
a natural disaster.
You get natural issue. Good.
That's it. Not that you now stop on the way because someone insulted you, someone maltreated you, you lack love. There's no, because you want to get back at your parents because maybe you are maltreated at home and you are now in school, you feel you can do anyhow. No, it's about your life. It's not about whatever is happening around you. It's about your life. It's about your goal. It's about what you want to achieve, what you want to become in the future. And you just have to stick to that. No matter any other thing being set aside, you need to pull it off. Cast it off. Cast off every evil imagination, every evil attempt towards it. I think that's what I would say.
Thank you very much. But your last submission before we call it a quit, please.
Okay. For me, I think I said something the other time when we had the opportunity to talk about this too. I feel my submission is still going to be on the fact that it does not end well. Like there's no safe landing for that cause. It takes someone's life even prematurely. It cuts someone's life short.
Prime. It can cut you off at your prime. At when you are you don't even want to live this life where everything only works out well for you.
Exactly. So there's no safe landing for it, regardless of how perfect, how rugged, how dogged you might be, there's no safe landing. There's always, a bitter ending. So for me, I will just come with understanding that it's better if we know that, okay, fine, just like Dre said, we want to have a fulfilled life. We want to have a life whereby everything goes very, 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 very smooth, very, 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 very fine, without having to get ourselves into the webs of violence and all of that. It is just so very, very good and expected for we to just, for we to desist, not to even try entering in the first place. Because if one should try to enter, that's the head. There's no turning back.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you guys, and I know you guys are very busy. Like my guy now from South Africa is running his doctorate degree. Congratulations. Very soon I will not be able to call him Dre anymore. I will be calling him Dr. Babatunde. Some of us no go fit call you doctor. Now still Dre. Even if you enter your class, now still Dre Zamani. But I appreciate the reason why I brought you guys is your success story is so inspiring. You guys have actually beat all the odds of where we came from, and we don't look like what we've been through. I appreciate all the years we've also spent together. You guys are one of my best friends in life, closest friends. And Bosun, thank you also for being, the loyal friend you are. I appreciate you. I do not take any of my friends for granted. And next week, you guys, you join me on Street and Cathedral. We still day street. Sometimes street they street, but we'll go enter Cathedral very soon. Yeah, thank you very much. See you next week. Bye, guys.
Yeah, bro.
Bye.
Bye. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.